Yeah. So folks, you've got a lot of issues on your plate, and many of you are going to think, what the heck am I going to take up another cause for? Well, you don't have to. If you're not concerned about losing your fatigue and energy in your thyroid gland, or your wife losing it, or your daughters, or the intelligence of the whole population because it's being
or brittle bones,
and developing osteoporosis, then I would forget about it. But if you are interested and you really have a passion to help people, not only yourself, because you probably can avoid it, but it's the people who don't have access to these tools, who can't afford reverse osmosis water, then I would strongly encourage you to take a step, because you can make a difference. You absolutely can. We've seen it with the swine flu. We've seen it now with fructose, and major industry actually removing it from some huge products like Gatorade and some other massive products. So we can make a difference, but you have to take action.
It took us 7.5 years for my wife and I and our friends to get fluoride out of our little village of Canton, New York, where I live. But Joe, when we were able to stop that, it was so great to actually take a glass and go to the tap and drink the water and cook with our own tap water instead of using bottled water. Well, it was great to go downtown and go to restaurants and drink the water.
Well, I'm not sure which is more dangerous, because that doesn't mean the tap water
is
safe, because they chlorinate it.
Yeah. Well,
and because we want to remove any infections from the water supply, and the chlorine itself isn't that dangerous, but when it interacts with organics, it produces disinfection byproducts like trimethanes and acetic acids, and those are the dangers. So, but those are you can still filter those. Fluoride, and it's just a side point, but an important one. It's very difficult to filter from the water supply. But the only way you are not going to remove it for the most part from most types of carbon filters.
No.
You have to use a distiller or a reverse osmosis to get it out.
Yeah.
So, then it makes it easier for you to drink from the tap with a simpler filter. It's easier to access.
That's right.
So I don't want to give up people, just go drink your tap water, because there's other issues with it.
No. Well, we have pretty good water from where I am. So once the fluoride was out of there, that was drinkable.
Well, but it is a major victory. There's no question. I don't want to take away from that.
And it is true that there are other chemicals added to the water, but this is a huge distinction between adding chemicals to the water to make the water safe to drink by killing bacteria and so on, and adding a chemical to the water, a drug to the water, to use the water as a vehicle to delivering a drug, when, as we've said already, if you do that, then you can't control the dose. And ask any pharmacist, what's the key thing about drugs? Who do you give it to? Do you have a different dose for babies from you do from older people? And you've got a physician's supervision. All of this goes out of the window when you put a drug in the water. You can't control the dose. You can't control who gets it. You're going to have it for life. I mean, the whole thing is preposterous. Really is.
I love that word, preposterous.
It is.
It is. It's preposterous. So I think this is pretty good bit of initial information. We're definitely going to have more. This is going to be an ongoing project, and we're not going to stop until the fluoride is out of the United States water supply. I'm absolutely committed to that. I'm convinced, as I said before, that we can do it with your help. So we really need your help, and let's do it.
Joe, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship.
All right. Well, thanks. We're excited. Okay.